Hello everybody and welcome to today's edition of Locking It Down with Lucy. We're still live here in the US of A and it is episode 213. Welcome. This is the most prepared I've felt in a while doing the show. I was like, had the clip of the week done. So I'm in a bit of a control center here, which is a bit different. I've got a laptop here, I've got a screen here. It's all like and I'm standing, so keep the energies flowing rather than sitting down all the time. So welcome. It's good to see you all here. Oh my god, I feel like my eyes are everywhere. Normally I'm just like focused on the screen, but this is also quite a big screen as well to be navigating. It's like bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, bloop. So it is good to see you. Let's see who we have in the chat today on this Friday. It's 12 p.m. for me. It's 8 a.m. for you. No, 8 p.m. for you if you're in the UK. And if you're somewhere else in the world, it's somewhere on the 24-hour clock. So I hope you're having a good time wherever you are. So it is good to see everybody. Happy Friday to Jamie. Hello. Happy Friday to Terence. Hi, Lucy. Robert Wall says hello, hello. Happy Friday to you too. Robert Wall also celebrating 25 months in the XP Zone. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I need to do some more fast food eating while I'm here for the XP Zone members. I'll have to remember that. I don't know where else I've not hit up. I think I mentioned it last week. I had a Krabby Patty from Wendy's. This appealed to me as a person who likes SpongeBob. Krabby Patties, Krabby Patties. It tasted just like a burger, to be honest, so you're not really missing out, but it was fun. Jamie also celebrating 25 months of the XP Zone. Hello. Foxy Cat on the mod duty saying hi, hello, happy Friday. Rich Gamer also on the mod duty saying hi, happy Friday. KRPTV saying howdy Lucy, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Well, it is good to be here. Thank you for making time. And Rich Gamer also celebrating 25 months of the XP Zone. Thank you very much. So thanks for being here on a Friday. I know that the schedule is topsy-turvy when we're in the US, but yeah, it's just easy because there's no meetings on a Friday. So even though I did start work at 7:30 today, but that's the way it is. It's like a weird schedule. Like I woke up, I made the mistake of waking up and just going straight on my computer, and then someone immediately was like, Lucy, hello, and I was like, oh, now I've committed. So yeah, but I guess it's nice to get stuff done, and I didn't have to go to meetings, like I said, so I just got all the work done out of the way and then got ready for the day, and so here I am, and here you are. So welcome. Ina Graham says, evening everybody. Afternoon Lucy. Thank you. Yes, I'm excited for Friday. Oh, Blackbeard, thank you for being here. Hello Lucy and hello chat. Dusty teeing me up. What are you drinking out of this week, Lucy? Well, that is a pertinent question today. I'm drinking out of this thing here. Here it is. I'm going to talk about it more next week, but I did go to San Diego and I did go to the Margaritaville. So, and I found out that people that like Jimmy Buffett are called parrot heads. So I thought it was appropriate to drink out of this parrot head. It's apparently he believes in island escapism. And I didn't really know Jimmy Buffett. Like, he did Waste Away in Margaritaville, which I'm pretty sure I only ever heard my brother sing that song. So when I heard the song, it sounded nothing like how my brother sings it. So sorry, Owen. Your singing voice could do some improvement. But then I discovered Cheeseburger in Paradise, which is an attack of the song. Why has he got to sing it so aggressively? Cheeseburger in Paradise! And I'm like, okay, you can calm it down, Jimmy. So here we are. It's a parrot and a pirate on a skull. Pretty good, eh? So let's see what the drink is in question this evening or afternoon. I am just used to it being the evening. And we have got mystery drink. What will it be? Is it a Mountain Dew? Probably. The Mountain Dews are all the rage here. Oh, it's a purple. It must still be Halloween themed. We're still feeling Halloween. Oh my god, it's a mystery drink with a mystery flavour. Ooh, Voodoo 2024. Wow, they've got some cool packaging this. Look at that here. Can you focus? Can you? Voodoo mystery drink 2024. Someone has to, so I've been thinking a lot about design as a designer. Someone has to design every one of these. Someone who's got cool, different thoughts and is a much better artist than I could ever be. And sometimes I think about that, I'm like, wow. Like, if you're good at drawing and you're an artist, like, the amount of creativity you must have in your brain is it's pretty cool to come up with wild and wacky things. So let's go. I feel like when I stand at this desk, I could be doing a cooking show, which I shouldn't do, but it's like, okay, so what you're going to want to do now is you want to grab your Mountain Dew and pour it in to your novelty cup, like so. So I just love when I could be Nigella Lawson. I love drinking Mountain Dews at 12 p.m. There's nothing more satisfying than a nice dew. Okay, let's see. Has anyone else had this drink? Oh, Foxy Cat saying I've had it a few times. Oh, it looks like it's made its way over here to the US, the old. But they don't do it very well. You guys are not trying hard enough. Like, look at this. It's like hanging on by a thread. You know when your teeth used to fall out and your tooth was just hanging on by just this one tiny bit of flesh? That's what you guys are doing here. Oh, it smells. Oh, it smells really good. I've got some people. It looks like bleach. Adam Rose says they like it. Oh, I like the smell of this. It certainly doesn't smell like bleach. Right, good pour here. Good pour. Let's put that here. Oh, that is very nice. Okay, as it's a mystery flavour, I'm sensing there's definitely okay. I'm gonna have to do it like this. There's a nice strawberry in there. But also something that's citrusy, I think. I think it's like strawberry and lime. That's my guess of what this is. But do you ever find out what it is? So I suppose you could look at the flavour. It would be. They can't hide it, can they? There is citric acid in here. Potassium, which is banana. Well, not really. High fructose corn syrup. That's the bad stuff, isn't it? Good drink. Would recommend. I can't remember what it tastes like. Blueberry. I don't know. I'd say yeah, maybe strawberry lemon, strawberry lime, or something's what I'm going with. Hello. It is good to see you. I thought you meant Mountain Dew Pitch Black, which is a flavour. Oh yeah, that was the one we had last year, I think. Oh, Jamie's talking about how it's pitch black in the UK. Yeah, I've been seeing people on calls when I'm on meetings, and I'm like, damn, it's so dark there. But I want to talk about that in a bit. Because I feel like the UK is an interesting time in November, and I haven't been there for 2 years now. but things happen in November. But first, I do want to talk about the poll today, which is something I'm going to talk about later because it happened to me recently. Do you like games having regional trophy lists? Yes or no? So for those of you who don't know, I don't know what the logistics behind this is. Maybe it's a legacy thing from the past. But some games have more than one trophy list. Like you'll get a game that has the EU list, the NA list, and then the JP list. And I don't know what the rhyme or reason is. You shouldn't really be able to. Well, you can. Some people do like it because I've seen people with The Witcher 3 get all the platinums in all versions, but it screwed me over recently, and I am not happy about it because there's no way to really know when you download it which one you've downloaded, and then you've got things on your list. So we'll talk about that later. But 31% of you say yes. I'll be interested to hear why. Is it because you like to, play your favorite game again on a different list? Maybe. But a big 70% of you are saying no. Apparently I say no weird here. People are like, oh, Lucy, you say no like you've got U's and G's and H's in it. No. But I can't. But Americans do a hard no. But I don't know how to do. No. I can't not I've got to elongate it. I'm British. We have to make all the words long. Like earth. Come to the earth. But the Americans give it like a nice, like, they like to make their R's like really give it some. Like they make the R sound like how the R looks when it's capitalized, like earth. But we're like we give it a small R. Anyway, that's some things. What's your dialect with Lucy? No. James says I always use the EU list only because I live in Sweden and I hate using more than one. I speak the King's English. You're right. God, that's so true now. Hi Fly Highland, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, I think it's only like I could only download the EU list. I don't know how. I guess you'd have to have an American account or something to download the other ones. Yeah, British innit? British. Wait till you go more south. What are people saying? I'm playing the EU version of Jedi Fallen Order. Has anybody here actually done the thing where they've played more than one version of a game? Just because, like, I know there's quite a few games I had. I know Demon Souls had it. I I'll say I own quite a few games. Now I'm stumped. But it's weird because some games, there are regional versions of games, but they share the same trophy list. But then, I don't know why, but for some games you have more than one trophy list. And it befuddles me. Oh, that's it. Say, Dulay says, I love it. I can platinum control for the third time. Also, Stray, Fallen Order, and GT7. So what are you doing then? Have you just got another account so you can download this one, and then you can play it on your main account? Is that how it happens? You can change your console location to get other versions. Oh, interesting. Okay, well that's why I wanted to check in the poll today. Rob War says, I never do regional versions, but I do stack on different consoles. Yeah, I suppose it's kind of the same thing, I guess. Like, we have... The trophy system is kind of weird now. I know we're sort of talking about trophies, but I guess that's kind of what I talk about. Like, you can get the regional versions. You can... Oh my god, I did this thing the other day, and maybe I'll share it with you in a video or something, because I haven't got it to hand. But I wanted to find out, because, like, you know how I like to get deep into the stats. I wanted to find out what game has the most platinums as a franchise. And you can find this information out. And some of these games, like the Lego games, have, like, the PS4 version, the PS5 version, the North American version, the European version. So you can get... So some of these Lego games have 5 trophy lists for one game. And, like, quite a few do that. I'm like, damn, what's going on? Why is that necessary? I mean, I guess it is fun to an extent. Like, I'm not going to poo-poo PS5 list, PS4, so I've had my fun. Like, would I replay games if there wasn't 2 lists? I'm not sure. Would I have played Last of Us Part 1 if I couldn't have got the platinum again? I don't know. It's hard to think, because I don't replay games as much as I used to. And maybe it's because now I'm, like, a grown-up and I can afford to buy a new game when it comes out and I have to wait till Christmas. But maybe it's also like I just like be able to play new things. Maybe there's something about being a kid that you like to replay stuff that, you know, makes you happy. It's like watching a film that you watch all the time. I used to watch Willy Wonka 1979 all the time at my house. I probably still would watch that, but I don't rewatch things or replay things as much. So I suppose if in the future there was one list, I may never replay a game again. Like, I'm kind of sad that I haven't replayed Uncharted in a while, but I haven't felt a need to go back and play it. Because I'm like, if I spend time... It's terrible. With my mentality, it's terrible. If I spend time playing Uncharted, then I'm not playing whatever else is new out that I might want to play. Unless there was like a time where there was nothing else that I was interested in playing. But then I'm not owning any trophies either. But, you know, that's how twisted and warped trophies have made me, I guess. I think about it in terms of like... But maybe I would. I do definitely want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 again. With trophies or no trophies. Just because... That's something, I don't know when I want to do it. Like, when did I play it? I played it in 2020. So, God, 5 years' time will be 5 years since I finished. I came out in 2019. Damn. So I was about to say, oh, maybe when it's 5 years old, which is coming up. Maybe at some point. It's just a big game to replay. Let's see. Lucy, you're in the same place as last time with the King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard posters. I did. Yes, they are the same posters. I get many compliments on them in the meetings, and I'm like, they're not going to fine. But I'm sure the person who owns them is very pleased to hear. Let's see. Imagine if Skyrim had regional versions. There's lots of platinums. Yeah, because Skyrim as well. They've got the VR platinums as well. It's yeah, it's crazy how many you can have. So what War says, I have 100% of Skyrim 4 times and The Witcher 4 times. With PS5 still to do. Wait, how can you have The Witcher 4 times? How many versions of Witcher is there? I know there's the I suppose if you've got the PS4 game and the PS4 game with the PS5 trophies, is that right? And then the remaster must have PS4. I suppose that does add up. Those are 2 big games to have 4 times in. Respect. Now I just replay games for the new Yeah, I think that I need that incentive to go back and play it. I always try and go back once a year and play an old game. Yeah, I do kind of miss that. I have 2 on Xbox, hence the 100. Oh, 100%, I see. So it's an interesting dilemma. I'll be curious to see where the future of trophies goes in that. Because let's say the next console, whenever probably, whatever, happens. Like, is there going to be... Like, imagine, is there going to be 3 lists? Or are we going to have to be like, okay, it's time. Like, was it with the PS2? I'm pretty sure they were still making PS2 games. Like the last one, okay, I might be pulling this fact out of thin air. But I remember there being some kind of story like the final FIFA game on PS2 has been released, and it was like way into the PS3 era, maybe even the beginning of the PS4 era. Like some point you got to cut the strings. I don't know whose decision it is when that happens, but yeah, that would be a weird world. If you want to play Skyrim again on PS6, that'd be crazy. Yeah. Right, we're not just talking all about this today. What have we got coming up on the show? Highlights and lowlights of the week. We have tip of the week. I'm going to talk about my Halloween adventures from last week. Yeah, there's still a bit of a Halloween holdover. I'm a bit behind. And then what I've been playing. And then, yes, I would like to talk about Resident Evil, seeing as I have finished Resident Evil 7. So hit me up with your highlights and lowlights of the week. We can go through them together. But I think that's all the things I want to sort of housekeeping talk about. Sorry, things have been a bit slow. But I just want to hear what, as I said earlier, it's a bit weird being here in November when it's sunny. Halloween isn't really a big deal in the UK. I feel like I do miss a bit of firework night, but do people even celebrate firework night anymore? Like some people earlier in the chat were saying that there's lots of fireworks going off. I suppose the fireworks are going to be happening this weekend as opposed to last weekend. But I feel like COVID kind of killed firework night. For those people who are not in the UK and don't know what firework night is, it's on the 5th of November, Luna's birthday. Where everyone sets off fireworks or does bonfires I can't say to celebrate, because you're technically celebrating the death of a dude who tried to blow up Parliament. But we don't think about the semantics. It's more just like, oh, hey, we get to do some fireworks and stuff. So, but I always remember firework night. It's some years I was like into it, and some years I was like, oh, I can't be arsed. Like, I feel like if someone had like an event happening at their house and you wanted to go around and do fireworks, that was always fun. But going out to a firework display could be a little hit and miss. Like we used to go to Blackheath fireworks. I don't know if people know Blackheath, but they used to do a big display. But you'd always be standing like looking, like houses in the way, like looking up, trying to see something. There's a billion people. I have to find, oh man, if I had my old camera, maybe I have to remember this for next year. I took some videos on a camera, like an actual camera, of the last firework display I went to. Oh man, I wish I had it. That would be a great clip of the past. Maybe I'll have to pull it out at some point. But Imogen came with us, and she was quite small then, and she just like, when the fireworks happened, she just buried her head in my mum's stomach. She's like a little drill, because it was too much for her. But yeah, I filmed like basically the day. Like I'm filming Misty. We're like, yeah, we're getting ready to go, and I've got all my clothes on because it's going to be cold. Yeah, so that's kind of like an event to go out and see it. I do really want to go to Alton Towers fireworks display at some point, like because I feel like Blackheath doesn't do it anymore. Downson Park and all that stuff doesn't really do it. But Alton Towers seems to be a big one. I do like watching Theme Park Worldwide, Sean and Charlotte. They always record the Alton Towers firework display because there's like lasers and they put the music on and everything. So maybe one day I'll have to make it out to see that. But yeah, it does feel a bit weird missing firework night. But like I said, firework night also reminds me of my grandparents. Like we used to, like on every Friday we used to go around there. And they had this big garden with a massive field out the back. And so that we would turn the lights off and you could just see everyone's fireworks in the, I almost said neighborhood because I've been Americanized, in the area. What do I call it if I'm not calling it a neighborhood? In the streets around them, just going off, and it'll be like, and then we'd be driving home and you see fireworks everywhere. But of course the fireworks do come with a slight, downside, which is, animals find it quite distressing. So I think that's always the problem with firework night. It's like, do you do it because it's good, or animals, like maybe less people should do it in their homes, and maybe it should just be more to just displays, I guess. But whenever we did ours at home, my dad would always buy the baby pack, and I was like, Dad, why you bought the baby pack again, which has like 5 Roman candles and a Catherine wheel and 1 rocket? It was like, here's another Roman candle. Cool. And then the Catherine wheel would go off and we almost set the fence of fire. There's loads of fun memories of fireworks. And then my dad would also be like, all right, okay, stay back, everybody, stay back. And he would light, and then he'd go, and he'd like hobble away because he's got bad knees. We're like, Dad, come on, quick. And it was like a big explosion was going on, but it wasn't. It was just like, like, evaded another tragedy. Oh, and then Misty would go mental because Misty didn't like the fireworks. So it's a whole thing. There's my firework night talk. Well, I see your highlights and lowlights rolling in. Oh, did you hear about the guy who went to court for dressing up as a rocket? The judge let him off. I like that. That's very good. All right, let's see. You guys have been putting your hearts and lowlights while I blabbed about firework night. Yes, people do still celebrate bonfire night. My sleep has been very disrupted this week. Oh no. Oh, we did used to do a big bonfire in the garden. That's the bit I liked. Fire. fire. So the bonfire would go, but then also my dad would like chuck things on the bonfire that you probably shouldn't have. It's like, Dad, no, this is bad. He's like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. Like he would like knock down all our cupboards and shit and leave it in the garden until it was firework night and then just get rid of it all. And I was like, I'm not really sure this is the true spirit of firework night, but I did make a little Guy Fawkes a couple of times. We once made one that looked like Hulk Hogan. That was fun. I have to find all these videos from the past. Who knew I was making content for the future back then? All right, thank you for submitting your highlights most of the week. Rich Gamer says, highlight, got the plat in Dragon Age Veilguard. Wow, that was quick. Did you enjoy it? Rich Gamer, I know a friend of mine who took time off, him and his girlfriend. They took time off from work to play Dragon Age Veilguard, which I thought was pretty cool. And they put some big numbers into it. But I don't know if I'll get around to it, but congrats on the plat. Love to hear it. James says, highlight, watching Lock It Down with Lucy right now. And got 100, that's not 1000 G and 100% on the crew too. Nice work. Lowlights, have been having problems with the bank that I have to sort out. No one likes life admin. Rubbish is life admin. Fire Highlands, also a big fan of Firework Night. Love it. KRP TV says, highlight, of course, Locking It Down with Lucy. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. Glad I can make the show happen whilst I'm away. And I went to a firework display last Sunday, which I enjoyed. Not many lowlights apart from seeing a dead mouse at work the other day, which was rather gruesome. Damn. Well, I hope you enjoyed your firework display. I like the little ones that go, the little ones that go like pig's tails, the little fizzy ones. Yes, we did. We used to do that. That was part of the fun, was setting up the Guy Fawkes. Jameister says, highlight, got the platinum for Cat Quest 3. What did you think? I thought Cat Quest 3, as I said, I stand by Cat Quest 3. Cat Quest 3 for the win. If you want a fun little quick game to play, Cat Quest will have you smiling. Although I do feel like the jokes in Cat Quest 2 were better. Well, because I missed the representation of dogs in Cat Quest 3. I liked the dog versus cat thing, but Cat Quest 2 is quite long. Like currently finding it hard to play other games. That's cool. Sometimes you go through ebbs and flows. It's all good. And maybe just find another Cat Quest to play. Says, highlight, BioWare confirmed Mass Effect 5 is officially in development now. My God, how did I not know about this? Also, by the way, so keep blocking everything. Wow, well, that's a highlight for me as well. No lowlights, I'm good. Glad to hear it. Love that. Ian Graham says Lola is probably getting stuck on the tiny meter boss in Sonic Generations. Oh, can I remember this? What I remember about Sonic Generations is the little one was fine, like the little classic blob, and then the other guy was, but he just ran like that the whole time. It was very annoying. I didn't like those levels. Tiny meter boss. I don't know if I remember that. I remember there was some big sort of like water boss thing, and oh, there was a bit at the end where you had to fight Well, of course you've always got to fight Dr. Robotnik, but there was some sort of like circular gems, or the emeralds as we call them, the Chaos Emeralds. That's the thing. I know my science stuff that you had to do. Highlight, Lock It Down with Lucy as usual. Oh, thank you, Inagres, very kind of you. And highlight, going to the cinema for a 3-film scene tomorrow. Well, enjoy. Oh, I went on my O2 priority, and there was a chance to win tickets to the Sonic 3 premiere. So fingers crossed, everybody. I could be there with Jim Carrey, and then he might ask me about life and if I'm really him and if any of this truly exists. And I'll be like, I liked you in Bruce Almighty. Oh, and obviously Sonic. And then he would just say something weird and walk off. I'm like, okay. Sir Dave says, highlights, looking over this. Thanks, you guys don't have to do that, but it means a lot. It's kind of you that this is something that you look forward to, and so I'm glad I can bring it to you. Bring it to you. Lucy's going to bring it to you, much like X did. Highlights, Lockin' Down with Lucy, and 4 days off work this weekend. Fabulous. Have a lovely time off. Robert Walsh has got the platinum in Arise, a simple story, as my 74th this year, and Lock It Down with Lucy. Thank you. Lola, have to set my new internet route tomorrow. Oh, God, life admin. Someone's highlight is King Gizzard, Lola the Lizard Wizard. Nice, I like that. But not sure what it means, but I'm into it. Terrence says, highlight, got the platinum for Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition, but N7 Day. Yes, that's so cool. Forrest's birthday's on N7 Day, so happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to you, Forrest. He's 4 now, if you can believe it. God, I feel like the old person that's like, I know you when you were in a dapper. He doesn't know what I'm saying right now. Say that to him, but I will be saying that eventually, and probably I'll be it's weird, like obviously everyone had them. You had your like mum's friends that would come over and you'd be like, I'm gonna be the mum's friend eventually, aren't I? And they'd be like, oh, we're gonna hang out with Lucy today. And then you'd have to play with their kids and you're like, Annoying. KRP TV says, when I was at school, there was once a rumor that someone let a firework off in class. Whether it was true or not, I'm not sure. Yeah, we never had fireworks that you could just let off. Yeah. Lola, I didn't have enough time to get the Platinum Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition. But you did good to get it on all the others. Dusty says, highlight, got me one of them PS5s. No freaking idea what half of them settings are. What is the first game I played? You say Mass Effect 2. That's a good shout. It's a good shout. Enjoy your PS5. Oh, but we've got a lot of people saying things today. Love to see it. Only got the Platinum Fears of Fathom, Iron Bank Lookout, and Lock It Down with Lucy. Thank you. I'm not sure what that game is. You could have just said anything, but congrats on that plat. Dad Reed Hobble impression. I've got a great Dad Reed Hobble story for you. So he went to Greece recently and he walked about a lot, and so he's hurt his knee again. He's got knee problems. I don't know. He's never going to get fixed. So I was back home and he comes up to me and he goes, Lucy, try one of these sweets. So I turn around. I don't have a thing to. Let me pretend that these are the sweets. And this is what I see. Lucy. And I was like, all right, thanks. Things like came at me like he was a child catcher. So I took one, and then he went, and he hobbled back again. You know that guy in Harry Potter 3? Remind me of that guy. Don't try the pea soup or whatever. Fabio says a normal week for me. Enjoy your normal week. I'm glad to hear it. Dusty says, completed a work task for my boss on Tuesday and spent the rest of the week analysing and picking it, and I've still got more to do on Monday. Well, hopefully it all goes well and you can relax at the weekend a bit. Code Veronica and Zero are two of the best Resident Evil games. You didn't play them, says Mecha King Kong. I want to get to them next. So here's my roadmap. I know I'm preemptively going through the platinums, but I was like, I've done 7. 8 is next year, and then I do want to get to Veronica and Zero after that, because I've heard those two are pretty good. I think Zero is the one I'm more interested in because that takes place, that's like another story in Resident Evil 1 with Rebecca, right? So I'm making my way there slowly. Jacob says, highlight, thinking about getting a PS5 Pro and fixing my room with a gaming chair, 2 tables, etc. to make my back hurt less when my back begins hurting in the future. Nice, enjoy. I would highly recommend. I enjoy the standing desk a lot. We spend a lot of time sitting down if you've got an office job. And I think it just makes you a bit more less lethargic and stuff. But you do need to have some kind of like Crocs or some kind of like foam thing to take your weight. Otherwise, obviously, it does start to like hurt on your feet. But maybe this is more of a movable person. I'm a movable person. Sorry, pause for a long drink. I haven't actually hydrated in a while. Blackbird says, highlight 10k trophies achieved. Well done. Welcome. I can welcome you to the 10k club like everyone else did. Bonus highlight today is the Game Awards nominees, I think. Oh, damn, I have to look at that at some point. Your dad's become a hobbit. Yeah. Yes, the guy in Harry Potter 3. Rob Waters' bonus highlight, got the platinum in Resident Evil 5 for Halloween with my adventure bestie, as I did it after Lockin It Down with Lucy last week. Nice. Well, congratulations on the platinum. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your highlights and lowlights of the week. Good to hear from you all. So let me tell you I'll start with my low. Wah. So it was Luna's birthday. I'm telling you, I'm alone. No, Luna was 8. Can you believe Luna's 8? That's kind of sad. Like, it feels like she was only a puppy the other day and I wasn't there to celebrate. But she did get a cake and stuff. And of course, as you know, Luna hates the happy birthday song. So now to Luna, we have to sing happy birthday to you. She's okay with that song. She just hates happy birthday. That makes her bark for reasons. So she got a cake. I don't know if Imogen bought her anything ridiculously expensive this year. I'll have to check in later. But yeah, Luna, that's correct. Yeah. 56 in dog years. Bless her. Oh, Luna. So I guess it's like a highlight for Luna, but a sad light when you realise that, time moves so quickly when you're a dog. It's weird. And so then my other low light is which is what has informed the poll today. I did a boo-boo, everybody. Luna will be a pension next birthday. No. She's a very healthy and active dog for 8 years old, and that's great. Yeah, she loves running about. Oh, bless her, Luna. A trophy boo-boo happened, everyone. So as I'm here in the US, I'm using another PlayStation. And so I'm playing Nobody Saves the World. It's a co-op game whilst I'm here. And I don't know who's turned on their PS4 lately, because we turned on the PS4 here. But God, the way we've managed to do it is very good, actually, to be able to co-op this game. But I'm playing on the PS4, the other person's playing on the PS5, but then we just use the one screen to be able to see both, because you don't really need to use the other screen to see what's happening, because everything happens on one screen. So the PS4 boots up, and this thing is beyond a pensioner. This thing's on a wheelchair, like, on a ventilator, and so it boots up. It's like, one second, I'm just loading all the menus. And you're like, okay, right. So we're doing this whilst other things are happening. And then it's like trying to do the thing where it's linking. I think it's trying to work out what the permissions are, because I'm logged in as a guest, because it's not my PS4. And then it's like loading, and then it goes, I type it in. I don't know why it's not there anymore, but I have to download it. And then it comes up saying it's 20 quid. I'm like, has it gone off Plus or something? I don't know. So then I was like, you know what, it's fine. We'll just download the other version that was on the other profile, and I'll just play that on my account. And this is where the boo-boo happened. I'm blaming the PS4 for this song, because it just took ages to play. It was like, oh, I don't know, I think you played it once, but I can't remember. If you own it or this, then let me think. Oh, I'm just really thinking. And it just spent so long thinking. Maybe I was impatient as well. So we were like, you know what, we'll just download it from here, whatever, and I'll play it on my profile. And so then we're playing on the one screen, so I'm not looking at the PS4 screen. I'm looking at the PS5 screen. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but I can do everything I need to do without looking at my screen. Anyway, we play a bit of it, turn it off. The next day I look at my trophies, and doo-doo, I discover to my horror, I have a second list. But Nobody Saves the World. I played the NA version by mistake. There was nothing to tell. Well, actually, there could have been something that could have told me. But because the PlayStation was buffering for 10 years, I couldn't see my trophy. So one of the things you can look out for is, like, if you go onto the game, it will show you if you have any trophies in the game. But because I was, like, not paying attention, I popped 5 trophies on the NA version. I was like, this is what panic stations. There's nothing I can do now. It's there forever. I was like, God. I mean, luckily there was nothing that we popped that was irreversible to go back to my other. And that's the game doesn't operate on a save file, because we're using the other person's save file, and I just sort of jump into their game. So now I have this other list. I've had to, my trophy list is kind of like, ugh. But I've already got hidden games, so I have to hide this version now. But then I went on the PS5, because the PS5 is like a young man. He's like, hey, you want to see if you own the game? Yeah, sure. Oh, we could lickety split. Here it is. And then I looked at the PS5 version. I do own Nobody Saves the World. The PS4 took a billion years to figure it out. I couldn't see it. So then I have downloaded the right version. I can continue on the EU version, which I am doing. But I was like, curse you, PS4. Curse you. Didn't the PS4 Pro as well? Bloody hell. So there was a moment where I sat there and I was like, this is it. It's over. My profile's ruined. I'm going to have to start a new profile. Legend Trail 6. It's over. But then I sort of shook myself. I was like, pull yourself together, man. It's 5 trophies and just hide them. So, to my shame, those will be there. I mean, so I could platinum both versions. I could. But the problem is, I was fuming. Absolutely. I was very cross with the PS4. Very cross. I could do it. I don't know how I would play the NA version at my house, though. So it's a bit of a mess. I'm going to hide it for now and maybe come back to it. The game is, I think we've done like 17, 18 hours. The game's pretty long. I like the game a lot, by the way. It's kind of like a game that it doesn't have any actual voice acting. So the music's pretty fun. But you could probably listen to it and listen to a podcast or whatever. The first playthrough is probably going to be the longest one, because you're trying to do all the side missions and everything. You do need to play New Game Plus, which we haven't got to yet. So maybe I'm curious to see how fast New Game Plus will be. But it's a fun game. If you have an adventure bestie, like Robert Wall has, I would recommend. It's by Drinkbox, so they're always quite funny. Like the side quests are like kind of like silly, and like, you know, you're reading the story, and it's like, oh, this is a good fun time. So would recommend. I like the soundtrack a lot, and it's not hard, but there are hard bits. You know, but it's fun. You know, playing all the characters and stuff. I think I talked about it before. So yeah, that was my big fat trophy boo-boo. Stick that on BBC Three as a documentary or a semi-scripted reality TV show. And now, coming up on BBC Three, my big fat trophy boo-boo. Lucy, age 33, made a boo-boo recently. There you go. Or plat the NA one whilst you're in America, then play the EU one. Well, the problem with the trophies that I popped weird trophies. It was just like ones for like, because save file was like further in the game, it was like, oh, unlock S rank on a form. So I missed some story. It's a bit Nobody Saves the World is on the backlog. Bestie co-op game backlog. Nice. I love to hear it. So that's my low light. Highlight, you will see in a second, which was a Halloween. I'm going to talk about Halloween after I play Clip of the Week for you. I went to San Diego at the weekend. I will talk about that when I do the next show in 2 weeks' time. Just a disclaimer, the next week I'm going to be in Austin, so there'll be no show. And the week after I'll be back. So I'm going to talk about San Diego and Austin in the same, because it might just be fun to like collab those. But that was pretty fun. And then I finally did get the platinum in Resident Evil 7. So that's cool. Back-to-back holidays. Maybe. Not quite back-to-back. There's a weekend gap in between. And they're more long weekends, is how I would put it. Yeah, so I guess let's play Clip of the Week so we can talk about Halloween. Because I want to talk about my Resident Evil 7 experience when I talk about Resident Evil in general. Robert War is saying, have you started your VR2 game? Let's talk about that when I talk about what I'm playing, because I have thoughts. I kind of regret my decisions, but I'm sure I'll get on and do it. No show next week due to being away. Right, okay, let's play to the Clip of the Week. I filmed my adventures in Halloween. Enjoy Clip of the Week. So I'm at an actual pumpkin patch where they actually have stalks. So I'm gonna get this twisty guy to start off Halloween. This shop is just dedicated solely to Halloween. It's huge. La 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 lemon. That is scary. Well, they do still have plenty of Dr. Eggman outfits left. I guess I found my outfit. I can be Jim Carrey. Alright, I'm here in the US. I'm ready to celebrate my first Halloween, but I don't think I'm dressed correct yet. So this year, that is, I'm going to be, I'm a croc. Oh yeah, we're going to the real street. This is crazy. I can't believe how like done up everything is. I feel like I've missed out now. It's like one of those things I wish I'd never done it, because now I feel like my childhood was wasted. I never got to celebrate Halloween like this. This is so cool. Yeah, maybe, yeah. So there you go. That was my Christmas, Halloween adventure, and oh my god, I was not expecting when it was like, oh, let's go, and me and my friends were like, oh, let's go and wear Halloween outfits. I was like, no, but the Britishness of them was like, we're not doing that, surely. Like, we're grown ups over here, and they're like, no, 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 and I was like, oh my god, this is so awkward. And I put the croc on, and I walked, and as soon as I turned the corner, everybody was dressed up. It would have been weird if you hadn't dressed up. And I was like, wow, Halloween was on another level, as you saw in that clip. Like, everyone is doing it. My like memories of Halloween was like, oh, you know, you just turn up with your little bucket and go trick or treat, and people are like, oh, here's some candy, bye. You just close the door, and your parents just sit at the end like, and they just can't wait to go home. I only ever did it twice, but I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, people, as you saw, did up their houses like legit. Like, I was not expecting that level of presentation from. I mean, I think this was like a street that's known for doing it, so that's why. And also, some people in here are like being like, "Oh, I'm glad we don't do it like this." Not every house was like this. It was like pockets of neighborhoods where like these were the neighborhoods where everyone's going all out and doing it. So I guess you drive to that area and do that. So when you leave the area, the other houses were kind of normal, and then you see another pocket of those houses. But people were just sitting out in their, you know, front gardens with their garage open, you know, giving out sweets and just, you know, having like displays. I was like, wow, like I really feel like I've missed out now, because it was so fun. All the kids like running around, and I was like, who are you gonna be? And there was people just dressed like, you know, however they're gonna be dressed. It doesn't have to be Halloween. Oh, and that's the other weird thing. I went out to the shops that day. This blew my mind. So I went out, it was like, what, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm walking down, I'm like, why is there a guy just dressed as Woody? It's 11 o'clock, and I'm like, well, that's his Halloween outfit. I was like, sorry, he's wearing his Halloween outfit the entire day. Is that what we're doing here? And then I saw the Hamburglar later on in the day. It's like, so here, it's like, I'd only wear a Halloween costume if I was going to a Halloween party or out. But here, it's like, no, 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 that's my outfit for the day. That's what I'm wearing today. So that was so funny, walking around just seeing people just dressed up, going to Trader Joe's or going to get their hair cut. It was just normal. Yes, this was normal, Jamie. This was normal behaviour. Like, we just don't have this in the UK. Yeah, wow, the US really go to town on Halloween. Like, it was very cool to just witness. Like, this is something just like, people just might put a pumpkin out or whatever. But it's not like a whole day event. Like, we went somewhere and everyone in the shop was dressed up. They were all dressed up as Mean Girls. Like, all the staff had decided to do that. And I was like, wow, no, 100% people on video calls at my work were dressed. No, that's crazy. Wow, you at least wear a hat or something at work. Like that. No one does anything here. What they do, but then some days you just get no trick-or-treaters, whatever. But yeah, wow, it's a proper thing. So I'm really like glad I got to experience it. But at the same time, I was like, imagine being a kid. Like, this would be the most, no wonder everyone loves it, because it would be the most fun thing as a kid to run around and get so much sweets and stuff, and that you see all this stuff like wow, like that pirate house that you saw at the end of the clip. How much effort into that? So we saw it when they were setting up, and then we came back later and they had the Pirates of the Caribbean music playing. I was like, part of the fun was just like, we didn't actually get any sweets, because obviously I didn't want to take sweets from the kids. We got one sweet at the end. But most of it was just like seeing like, oh wow, these people put real effort, and the Pirates of the Caribbean music was playing like da 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 da. I was like, whoa, like, oh, the amount of time it must take to put that up and then take that all down. A for effort. Oh, and people took my photo. This was the other weird thing. People just walked about and just would take my photo without asking. Not that I cared, like, but obviously it was just like a known thing that people were just taking pictures of people, and then you read people go, oh look, there's a pickle. Hey, look, it's a pickle. I was like, but some people, when I walked by, they're like, oh no, it's a croc. So people enjoyed it. We got a few laughs for being a croc, and also a few pictures. So it was quite nice to walk around and make people happy. Like that was the coolest part. So everyone made each other happy by seeing. There was a whole family that were dressed as Paw Patrol, stuff like that. So yeah, whether I was a pickle or a croc, people enjoyed it. So yeah, that was Halloween in the US. Pretty interesting, a fun time, and now I feel like I've missed out on so much as a child. So does anyone have any fun Halloween memories they want to share before we close the book on Halloween? I know it was a week ago at this point, but it's lived in my brain rent-free. Like, oh, also that house that had the stuff that was moving, I was like, where are you? Well, I suppose they had big houses and they're putting it in their garage and stuff, but crazy. Oh, and that big Halloween store where it was just like everyone was going there to get their last minute. There was a line outside the Halloween store where you had to wait to get in. And it proper felt like Last of Us, you know, Ellie and Riley going into the store and looking at all the outfits. And you really could be anything. There was that Burt one. There was Fortnite. You could literally be anything. It doesn't matter. So that was fun. So it's not just me who thought you were people. No, there was people. Yeah, we went to Spirit Halloween. And it's just like anything and everything. And also you just buy your outfit. No wonder they're proper expensive. So no wonder you buy your outfit and wear it the whole day. That's what you're wearing here. That's legal here if you're in public. If you're in private, probably you'd be filmed without the consent. Wow. Crazy. My friend did a Nemesis pumpkin carving. It was really good. Oh, that'd be cool. Imagine dressing up as Nemesis, like when I was playing Dead Rising. I love my Nemesis outfit. But yeah, my Halloween memories, I mean, I said last week my favourite one was being Dracula. Bethany had a birthday or some kind of Halloween party at her house. That was fun. We did apple bobbing, which is now something people don't do anymore because COVID is like, actually, maybe sticking your head in a bucket with loads of other people and trying to fish out apples is probably not the greatest way you want to spread your germs. So I'm glad I only did that once, and even I was like, it's a bit grim, that. Also, the other game you would play is the one where you'd put donuts on a string and you have to try and like get it or eat it without using your hands, and then when you did, you can't lick your lips. These are the Halloween games I remember. New this year, Spirit Christmas. Really? I'm gonna have to come for Christmas one time and see what happens. Every abandoned building turns into a spirit Halloween in October. KRP TV says, I remember one Halloween where I was at a pub and the family next to me had a much bigger pumpkin than I did. That was the only time in my life I ever got jealous. Like, they got a better pumpkin. Once got beaten up by the big kids that stole my sweets. No. James says, I cut my finger last time I carved a pumpkin for Halloween. Haven't done it since. Yeah. Pumpkins are nasty as well. Wait, you can't. No, yeah, that's the game. You have to eat the donut and then people are watching you and you can't lick your lips because obviously all the sugar and everything. It's like bring sugar donuts. So you're just like eating it like, and then make sure you and then you win if you don't lick your lips. That's the game. Fun times. I really like. Yes, I agree. The Nemesis outfit is the best one. So yeah, that was Halloween. Was I good at it? I don't know. I guess. I did the sugar donut game before. Yep. Yeah, I heard of apple bobbing, not the donut one. Yeah, what about Halloween? I think that's the main games. I dressed as a mummy for that Halloween. Mummy's quite simple to do, to be honest, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. I guess we should do What Am I Playing? I was on the plane and there was this little kids that are playing this, like, I don't know what they're doing. And it was like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing today? So now I can't stop singing that. What are you playing? What are you playing today? Today I'm playing Life is Strange! I guess we'll start with Life is Strange. I'm not got much to say too much right at this point because I've only just started it. We need to see you eat a donut on stream and see how long you can last without licking your lips. That can be arranged. I think I could do it. I think. I once licked the floor of a community centre. Not sure why I hadn't felt the need to say that, but someone dared me, and so I did. And I'm still alive, so, get me. I saw them this morning. This morning, I always get the flipping clips on my phone. They actually did an experiment to test how long you can leave things on the floor for before you can eat them. 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and 10 seconds was the time they tested. They did say that, considerably less contaminated if you pick it up 3 seconds, and it does become more contaminated the longer you leave it on the floor. But obviously, they would recommend you don't eat something off the floor. But I'm like, whatever. Do it. Alright, I'll have to see it. They got some good donuts here. Maybe I can do it here. Maybe I can get a little string and just hold it up myself. Like the limbo. What about not playing as in VR too? What am I not playing? We're not getting the spoiler review yet. I've only played an hour of Life is Strange Double Exposure. So let's talk about it. So I finished Resident Evil 7, talk about that in a bit, and so I started a Life is Strange Double Exposure, which I was very excited, and I'm enjoying it so far. I think I've only done like an hour, like maybe just done chapter 1, and it does feels like a nice hug going to play Life is Strange, especially after playing Resident Evil 7. Like, oh, and I love Max, so it's nice to be back with Max and everything, and just being back in the chill world and just watching the story and meeting all her new friends. So I'm interested to see how the story will come about. I will say that there's one thing that I do like about these Life is Strange games, and this is, I guess, a very mild spoiler for the entire series. It doesn't do it quite like Mass Effect does it, but I do feel like I have played a continuous story throughout all the games. Like, so we have Life is Strange, Before the Storm, Life is Strange 2, True Colors, which is the only one that feels like an oddity, because that doesn't really, the others kind of felt a bit connected. Even Life is Strange 2 a little bit felt connected to the first ones, and now we have Life is Strange Double Exposure. Now, for those of you who have not played Life is Strange 1, I'm going to say something. It was 10 years old. It is 10 years old at this point. At the end of the game, there is a big decision you must have make. Bay or Bay. Now, I picked Bay, as in your Bay bestie. And that's the unpopular decision. Most people, was it a tight call? I can't remember. Most people, I think, pick Bay as in the Bay. Now, I feel like most people will say that that's the canon ending, is picking to save Arcadia Bay rather than saving your Bay. But what I really respect about these games is, I don't even know how they do it, because there's not like a, Mass Effect, when you boot it up and everything, it's like, I don't know if it reads your save file in Life is Strange, or maybe it's like a decision that you make that tells the game what decision you made previously. But it honors the fact that I picked Chloe, which I think is really cool, because I would imagine they would have picked the other one as canon and they would have moved forward with that. But even in Life is Strange 2, they talk about it as if Arcadia Bay has been destroyed. And I'm like, that's cool. And in this game as well, I thought it was, because I kind of didn't think about it. I thought it was going to just pretend that didn't happen and pick the Arcadia Bay happy ending. But they don't. But we talk, like, Max actually talks about her and Chloe escaping Arcadia Bay and everyone is dead. And I'm like, I feel like it, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like my story is being honoured and my choice is being honoured, because I found it tough it was a tough decision. But I stand by picking Bay over Bay, just because I really like the story of, Chloe and Max being best friends. There is one thing I feel is a little bit interesting that I'm kind of curious about. So when I played this, it's like, 10 years ago, so I would have been 23 or whatever. I saw Max and Chloe's friendship because they were friends since they were kids, and they grew up together, and then they lost touch, and then they came back together. It was, to me, reminiscent of me and Bethany. Like, we obviously best friends since we were kids, grew up together. We didn't fall out of touch like, Chloe and Max did. But obviously, as friendships go on, sometimes you go to different schools, and then you meet back up again, stuff like that. So I always saw them as, like, best friends, whereas some people can see them as more than best friends. But I always just saw it that way because of that, having that same experience in real life as in the game. But I do feel like, I don't know, they've not outright, I feel it's on the cusp that it's not quite alluding to Chloe and Max being together in my game, even though I didn't make that happen in my original game. But I guess they're kind of just saying that probably did happen, but they don't overtly say it. I think you can interpret the story as they were just friends that went out and did stuff together, I think. But then there's also, like, there's another love interest that I've only just met. It's this girl, Amanda. But I'm kind of curious to see if if there's other love interests. Like, I like how in True Colors you could pick Steph, or what was that other guy's name? It wasn't Ryan. Or maybe it was Ryan. But I never like when the game tries to forces one love interest on you, especially if it's a game about choice. So I'm curious to see where that goes and what happens. And I'm a big fan of Max. I think as well, I saw myself as kind of like Max a little bit. Like, she's kind of like awkward, a bit shy. Although Max is a huge flake. Like, she leaves all her friends on red all the time. And I'm like, Max, come on, man. Like, I like you, but you need to step up your friendship game. No one of these people are like you pick. I know it's a game, but you pick up your phone and it's just like, all these people are like, Max, why won't you reply to me? Max, are you okay? Max, I'm coming around. Why have you not? And I remember in the first game she was a bit flaky as well. She just sort of goes off the grid a bit. I suppose she is a bit all, a bit emo at times, our dear Max. But I always saw myself as that kind of awkward but shy, but also kind of kid when I was Max's age. So it was kind of cool to see her story and what's going to happen. But I did hear there is a controversy. I've not got to it. I don't know what the controversy is, but apparently people are very upset about something that happens in this game. So I'm very interested to see what that is and if I agree with it. Does it have is there something to do with the Max and Chloe story? Because those two are the core. Also, to go back to the thing about Max and Chloe together, I also don't see them as a couple, because I really felt that Chloe and Rachel were, like, child, like not childhood, but I think they were meant to be together, like playing before the storm. So I don't really buy Max and Chloe as much. Like I also don't feel like Chloe would have got over Rachel as quickly. And I don't know, yeah, I just saw them two as more solid than just Chloe jumping to Max or whatever. But yeah, I'm curious to see where that goes and what happens. But right now, it is nice to be back in the world of Life is Strange, to be back hanging out with Max. I do like the characters. I'm not like I said, I'm only an hour in. So far, characters, big into it. Everyone seems pretty cool. I don't know if it's a pro. I honestly don't know anything about it. I just know that there is a controversy of sorts. Why has it suddenly got very dark here? Let's see if I can turn the lights on. I just know that people aren't happy, and it's something to do with the fact that this game is made by Deck 9 and not Don't Nod, but they kind of take turns doing Life is Strange. So Don't Nod did the first Life is Strange, but I'm pretty sure Deck 9 did Before the Storm. I'm not sure who did Life is Strange 2 or True Colors. That I'm not sure. But there's something cozy about, like, you know, you play those games. Maybe I should turn this light on. I don't know what's happened here. The apocalypse is coming. Arcadia Bay. You play those games, and it's got like a very chill vibe. Like the soundtrack, it just like, I just like the way they use music in the games, and it's just very slow paced. You get to know people, and I think they do make characters like that you care about and are interested in. Unlike, well, I did like Ryan and Steph in True Colors, and I liked the main girl as well. She was good. And then I did like how you could, like, you know, hang out with each person, decide which one you did want to be with. Like one of the characters I was thinking recently, because when I was thinking about this last night, talking about characters being forced on you as a love interest. One of my least favorite love interest characters is the guy from Beyond Two Souls. I think his name is Ryan as well. Like, they tried so hard to make your character, what was her name, Jodie, like this guy. And I was like, they have zero chemistry. Stop trying to make this happen. Also, her life is so like messed up. I don't see her like she wasn't. I think like she kind of cared, but then didn't care, and he was a bit of an arse all the time. I think he was just boring. I was like, he's like a boring army man, and that's all he is. He's got no other parts of his personality. He's just like, oh yeah, they met when she had to go into the military for a bit, and then he kind of cares about her. And I just remember they were forcing it so hard, and there's a bit where you could say something like right at the end. I was like, I don't like you, so I'm not gonna. I know you want me to pick that option, but I'm not. I think I just like snubbed him at the end. I was like, bye bye. You made this try and happen. God, I let him lose his eyeball? I think I probably did that as well. Yeah, stop trying to make Ryan happen. Yeah, what's happened to the darkness has invoked all the light in my life. God, it's been so long since I played that game. I've totally forgotten a lot of what happened. Okay, here we go. Terrence says, Don't Nod made Life is Strange 1, 2. Deck 9 did Before the Storm and True Colors. Interesting. I've just downloaded the PS5 version of True Colors. I'm going to replay it for the extra shiny. Nice. I feel you just like Ryan. So I liked Ryan in Life is Strange True Colors. Steph was pretty cool. Life is Strange is a pretty old game, so queer topics used to be more coded back then. Maybe that's why you didn't see the romantic angle. Maybe. There was this other guy I remember. What was his name? Was his name like, it wasn't Wayne or something, but he liked Max. But not, they never went on a date or anything. But I think you could sort of say that you were interested in him. But I think for me, it was just because I saw me and Bethany in those roles, like, as Max and Chloe. Like, because I felt like I was more of the Max, like the quieter character, and Bethany was like the crazy Chloe character. So that's probably why I never saw that. Max is so mean when it comes to texting, it seems. Yeah. Oh, Max. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens there. In 2, it's different depending on if you say, yeah, I love that. I love how that decision plays out throughout all the games. They don't just retcon you like some other games. And it's easy to do that. But yeah. Do the Life is Strange games have platinums? Are they decent lists? So yeah, all the Life is Strange games do have platinums. The lists are pretty straightforward. You need to just play the game and then get collectibles in each chapter. And you can just replay chapters to get certain collectibles, to my understanding. The one that was a little longer was Life is Strange True Colors, because some of the things, there was like 2 paths that you could take in certain chapters, so you'd have to like replay a bit. But normally pretty straightforward. And this one I think as well. I can't speak to this one just yet because I've not gone through it, but I think it's probably the same deal. Like, you get trophies for finishing a chapter and trophies for doing whatever the collectible thing is that you need to do. To be honest, I didn't like Chloe much. She wasn't a good friend. Well, you know, you could say, I guess. Jacob in Mass Effect is a bad romance. Whoa, 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 Jacob is a bad romance. Getting those bloody bottles in Life is Strange 1 was a pain. I don't remember that. I thought Life is Strange 1 was about just taking photographs for the thing. Warren was his name. Thank you. I knew it began with a W. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Life is Strange. Very excited. But there was a thing in her, like, that's the thing. Sometimes I play games. I talk about this all the time. And people talk at me. Or there's journals. I'm like, I just don't care. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear any of this text that I've got to read. I've read everything so far in Life is Strange. Every text message. I'm like scrolling back up because I want to read before the game even began what's happening. There's like a little like a Facebook thing, and I'm reading all of that. She's got a journal that I'm reading. This is how I know I'm into it. I'm hearing what all the characters are saying. So this is what I think makes Life is Strange games what I love. The good characters. I get invested in the story. And, I get to also pick whatever clothes I want to wear each day. Also, Max is dressing like a little bit like a granny. Gotta say it. Come on. You're, how old is she? I think she's a lecturer now. But, yeah, I should keep you updated as that progresses. Maybe I should turn Big Light on. Let me turn Big Light on. It's very dark. Is this Big Light? That's not Big Light. This is Big Light. There we go. Big Light is on. Because I just felt like I was communicating to you from, like, a cult or something. Like, whoa. Maybe in about, we've got usual time today. I'm not too busy today. So that's my talk about Life is Strange. I think that's all. That's all I gotta say about that. Hi everybody. So skip to the end. Hello. Right. Should we talk about Resident Evil, and that will bring us. The XP Zone is a cult. Welcome. Noddy SVG. That's what we all say to each other. Noddy SVG, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the days. All right, let's talk about Resident Evil 7. I'm very excited to talk about this. So I have the Platinum now. Hooray! My PS4 Platinum has been done. Tick. I have to say a big thanks to Optionoob. Last week we did talk about getting Optionoob on the show. And I'm thinking about it. Would Optionoob want to be on a live show, or would he want to be on a pre-recorded show? Maybe when I get back to the UK, I'll reach out to him. Because honestly, I'm going to go on record and say that this is probably the easiest Resident Evil Platinum I've actually got. Despite how Madhouse is hard, Optionoob made it simple. Like, literally, I've got here... Although the one thing I will say, the collectibles were a pain in the arse. I had to redo certain bits because I missed them. But that's on me. That's not... Well, actually, Optionoob, sometimes he makes a little mistake. But you know what? I'm a big fan of Optionoob, so I do think it's quite funny because he finds it funny as well. Like, there's a bit where he's like walking and I'm following him, and then I drop down this bit and he goes, oh, actually guys, I just realized you do need the pistol, so we're just gonna have to go back here. And I was like, but I've dropped down, I can't go back. So I had to tank some bombs, but overall he has some great strats. So yeah, I had to like count. So Madhouse had 33 coins as opposed to the main game, which had 18. So in order to keep track of them, I sort of split them up into different chambers and sort of told myself, by this point in the game, I need to have this many things. Like here, but by the ship, I need to have this many by the time I get to the ship. And that's kind of what helped me keep track of them, because like I said, the collectibles were kind of strange to follow, because there was no... Like, Optionoob does get them all in his guide, but sometimes if you're too busy thinking about how to do the next section, you might miss it on the way or whatever. But honestly, yeah, easier than 5, 100%. Like, Madhouse, like the hardest bit was for me just keeping up with the bloody collectibles, because there's like the files, there's the antique coins, there's the bobblehead things, and there's quite a few of them. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, but the way that he goes through everything, he makes everything not scary. Because even Jack, like, everyone moves faster on Madhouse, but he just picks paths that you could just like scoot past people. And also, by the time you're playing Madhouse, you've got a circular saw, you've got 2 of these defense things, like you are ready to go, and you feel like you play the game a bunch of times, so you kind of know where you're going. Like the other day when I went to sleep, I was just like, okay, this is the section I'm going to do tomorrow. Like, I feel like I can play the game, like, not quite at the back of my hand, but I have the game is very short, and so I feel like I know like what you need to do for each section. It kind of becomes like a routine that you go through. So the hardest bit is probably the Mia fight at the beginning. But Optionoob, again, he had like a guide. Like, I did it not first. Well, I did the first one bit. Took me 2 or 3 tries because I wasn't taking it seriously. You have to follow what Optionoob does to the nth degree, by the way, because otherwise you will fail. Like, I was like, sure, I'll do that and that. And then I died. And I was like, okay, I'll do exactly what he does. And if you do exactly what he does, you'll make it through. Then after that, Mia was done, got my circular saw, and this time you're like killing enemies, and it's way easier. Like, I don't think I really died. The only time I had to redo things was when I missed a collectible, I had to go back. So honestly, I do think it's one of the easy ones, because also none of the boss fights are very difficult. The boss fights are like trivial, especially the way like that. They are difficult when you do them the first time, but like you have the circular saw and you just saw Jack and he's done. Like, you don't have, the fight is barely doable. When you fight Marguerite, you just stand in one area of the room. She doesn't spawn behind you, so that's kind of a longish fight because you're standing in one space. But yeah, nothing really poses a threat. So I'm glad I played the game and I got it done. But yeah, all thanks goes to Optinu on that. I only managed to get to the second molded in the lift. Found that fight tough. Yes, he tells you exactly what items to pick up and what you will need at certain areas of the game. So like the fat molded, as we would call them. You just have to have your mag and your neuro rounds, and they're done. And it's amazing. It's like when you do it, you're like, oh my god, it was just that simple. Damn. Resident Evil, I mean trivial. Exactly. So now I want to go through with you, because this got me thinking. Like, yeah, love checklists and notes when I'm getting for plan. Me too. I enjoyed the game more playing it a third and fourth time, just following the guide. And Optinu's fun to hang out with as well. He's just like, he says fun things as he's going through the game. You watch a little bit, play a bit, watch a little bit, play a little bit. I think it only took me like 5 hours to do Madhouse on my save file, if that, maybe under 5. So that's kind of made me think, like, how would I rank the Resident Evil Platinums I have so far? So I have every single Platinum 1 to 7, but not the sub-games. So I did forget, everybody, to set the internet. So bear with me while I try and bring up the internet. Bring up the internet! The internet, come with me. Oh, I forgot how I do the internet. How do I do the internet? I do this. And then I think I do. What? Hang on, what are we doing here? Right, we're here. Hang on. What do we... Am I on the right internet? I must be on the right internet. Let me sort something out real quick here. What's this? What is that? That's an image. I don't know what that image is of. I should have really sorted this out in advance. Let's do that. And let's move me here. Whoa! Hey! DW! Whoa! All my settings are a bit messed up on this computer. But I definitely think I could do guests on this computer. Right. It's not as seamless as we once were. So here is the... Now, what's happening here? Okay, here's the list. I don't know why this screen is the way it is, but it's like that. And that's the way it is. The way it's just going to look today. So, we have all the Resident Evil. I can only find one that had every Resident Evil. So we're only going to look at the ones that I actually have done. Yes, we'll be doing tip. I've not played Resident Evil 8 yet, so we shall see how that goes. But I heard that's got a... Yeah, hey, DW! Whoa! But I will be playing Resident Evil 8 next year. So let's go in chronological order, shall we? So we're going to start with Resident Evil 1. And the first one I played was this one here. This one, Resident Evil. Now I'm going to do it by S being hard and D being easy. How am I going to rank Resident? I think this one's pretty tough. Because it's, I feel like I should need the list up. I think I'm going to put it in A. But let's go here, Resident Evil. Look at this, beautiful. One day I will have them all. Now, whilst it didn't take me very long, 3 weeks and 6 days, there are quite a lot of playthroughs you have to do. Oh my god, and there's the invisible playthrough as well. So I feel like this one's a bit tough. It's old controls, it's a bit janky. And you are going to have to play the game a lot. And the first playthrough is, again, probably going to be the hardest. With all Resident Evil games, that's a given. The first one is the hardest. Oh, I'll finish the game without saving. I loved getting the platinum for this. This spoke to the organizational side of me so hard. I loved it. Defeat the plant. Oh, you had to do a knife-only playthrough. I think A makes sense here. It's definitely doable. but whether you have the will to do, I think I did 6 playthroughs of this in the end. How to pause the timer. Yeah, you're doing it a lot, and there's lots to do. Yeah, this invisible enemy mode. But by that point, you've played the game so many times, you should already kind of know where you're going, kind of thing. And were there any boss fights in this? God, that's so hard to remember. There's the plant. Oh, you do have to fight the tyrant. The boss fights are probably the hardest part of any Resident Evil game. Shooting these big eyes and stuff. Finish the game. Okay, I think A is a respectable space for this one to be in. Okay, so actually that's not the first Resident Evil Platinum. That's the second Resident Evil Platinum I ever got. The first one I got was Resident Evil 2. Let's refresh our minds on Resident Evil 2. Shall we? Resident Evil 2. This again, 1 month and 2 weeks, just because I borrowed this game from a friend. What did we have to do here? Clear the game. So I don't know if this to me felt hard because this was my first ever Resident Evil game. So the first playthrough sucked. I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing. I think I had to do like 4 or 5 playthroughs on this. And I don't think I used a guide either, so this could be easier with or without a guide, I guess. I think the hardest thing was, where is it? The Grim Reaper, complete the 4th Survivor extra mode. That I remember having to do a couple of times. But I liked this a lot. I think maybe I used a guide for the files, but I don't think I used a guide to go through any of these. Did I fail an S rank? I'm not sure. I might put this as a solid B. What are we thinking, everybody? I'm throwing it to you to help place this somewhere. Resident Evil 2 honestly wasn't that bad to stick to the end. 2 and 3 are quite easy compared to the others. Okay. Maybe this one isn't as hard then. Maybe I'll put it in a C. Like, I can't. The only boss fight I remember struggling with, or I say struggle, is when you have to fight. What's his name? Dr. Birkin, and he's got like loads of eyes and stuff, and it's like, oh. I think I'm going, C feels kind of low. I'm going to go B, because I like to explore the scale. We might move it down later, depending on where the others. Oh, you never played one. Okay, next up is Resident Evil 3. Is this the one I played next? I must have played that one next, over 4, I imagine. Let's refresh our memories on Resident Evil 3. Oh, yeah, 8 months. It did take me a long time because I did not enjoy this Resident Evil as much as the others, and I made this one harder for myself. For those of you that remember, you got all these points, and for some reason I was like, I want to buy Jill a new outfit with my points when I should have bought a rocket launcher. So my nightmare playthrough was actually a nightmare, and it was very difficult when you should actually have the rocket launcher and be able to like run through it. This one's a lot shorter. You complete the game under 2 hours. That Nemesis fight sucked. All the Nemesis fights sucked. I did not like any of them. I think maybe this one will go into C, just because it is short. The rocket launcher does make the hard difficulty pretty simple, as long as you have it. This one was a little tough. Complete the game using 1 or fewer item recoveries, because there's one place in the game where you have to use a health item, because otherwise you will die. But again, I think I used a guide for that. Final boss on Resident RE3 remake on Inferno is super tough. Couldn't get a shot on him. Yeah, that was rough. But I feel like 2 and 3 are maybe similar. It's just the Nemesis boss fight at the end that makes it tough. I'm going to put it in a C for now, and we'll see later. Okay, next up is Resident Evil 4. Whilst this one doesn't have a platinum, I still would like to rank it, because this one was robbed. We were robbed of a platinum for 2 months, 1 week. This I'm going to say was legitimately. Oh, I didn't realize we're so zoomed in over here. My apologies. Hi. Giving you a terrible experience over here. Yeah, not many trophies here, no platinum, which is sad times. This having to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, which was professional. That was legit. There was not much you could do in that to make it easier, like in some of the others. Like you had to do it. And the bottle, shooting the bottles in the shooting thing or whatever it was, that was also legit. So I think this is going to go kind of high, despite not, if you want the 100%. But I loved playing professional on this. Like it really felt like you had to get your shit together and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. These are the weapons I need. And every section felt earned. We will see, and the control, you're right, the control set some getting used to. I think this is going to get, there's too many things. I think I'm going to put that in A. Although I don't know if any of them are truly difficult now that I'm looking at it. Like, would that be that one could be the hardest one. But I don't think any of them are really like nails to the wall hard. To be honest, I think anyone could get, like, this is probably the hardest one that I think most people will probably struggle with. So maybe on that I should put it with an S. But even then, actually, if you do complete the game on a certain difficulty, you get Ashley in her armor outfit, which does make life much easier. I feel like out of all of them, this is probably the one that most people are going to give up on, I think. Let's leave it in A for now. And we shall see. Yeah, maybe S is not required. Okay, next up is Resident Evil. I'm going to go for Resident Evil 5. This wasn't hard. It was just annoying. Well, not annoying, but 1 year and 7 months. Again, this was a lot of playthroughs. Completely professional, upgrade a weapon. I did it in co-op as well, which probably made it a lot easier. I'm gonna go C or B. I'm gonna go C. Was professional hard? I feel like I had an easier time because I had a co-op partner. I'll put it in C for now. We'll put it in C for now. Yeah, the Resident Evil 5 zombies with jobs. Yeah, exactly. They have jobs. Let's skip to the next thing. D. Let's go to that Resident Evil 6. I'm putting Resident Evil 6 in D. I don't remember there being a struggle on that. It was just more of a grind. Like, did we have to do the hardest difficulty on this? I don't remember playing this on professional. I'm sure I did, but I don't remember if it was hard or not. I don't remember being stuck on anything. It was just long. We had to do the max skills. But I did get all this rubbish down here. Well, if you have a co-op partner, I'm putting that in D. Who's going to stop me? Unless, I mean, it's a... Put it in garbage can. Sheva gave me herbs before you used them for Resident Evil 5. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this one's notorious. People feel like it's hard just because there's multiplayer stuff. Where are we? Where are we in? Did you have to do multiplayer stuff for... But I feel like multiplayer, like, counting multiplayer, it's not... No, but it is part of the platinum. We'll leave it there. For now. How now, brown cow? Right, let's go to Resident Evil 4 Remake. This one, I'm putting in... Was this hard? This one did have some hardships in it. I think I'm putting it in a B, just because, even though you can make your professional playthrough a bit easier, planning out your saves, and there's one playthrough that you have to do where you can only save like 15 times or something. I think that's probably the hardest part of the game, because you've really got to like work out like where is a good point to save, so that you don't screw yourself out and stuff. That did require some management. You can buy a weapon. It's kind of like a DLC weapon to make it easier, but you do have to get past that first village part on professional, and that was pretty tough. That was probably the hard, like most of the Resident Evil games. That is the hardest part of the game. Once you get past that bit, then you can open the box, and then you can get this DLC weapon and all your weapons and stuff to sort stuff to get yourself sorted for the rest of the game. There's also like a Oh god, yeah, the separate ways was annoying. There's also like a mini game that you have to play to unlock a certain weapon, which, you know, that did take me a couple of tries, but once I got into it, I got into it. And it wasn't too bad. Stick it in the bin with Ashley. Help me! Why did you put me in the bin, Leon? And that brings us back to Resident Evil 7. Where is it? Is that it? Go tell some. I'm putting that in. Do you know what? I kind of want to put it in D. Like, there was no struggle. I did not struggle playing this. I think I would have. I mean, I struggled the first time. It's a D with Optinoob. Look how symmetrical and lovely this is. You can see this, right? I think that's the listing. Like, the enemy variety in Resident Evil 7 isn't that varied. The molded die super quick. Yeah, 1 month. Look how pleasing this is. 1 month, 5 months, 3 months, 1 year, 2 months, 8 months, 3 months, 3 weeks, 1 month. I tend to platinum the Resident Evil games quite quickly, apart from Resident Evil 3, which I just didn't enjoy it. But if we look here, yeah, like, a lot of this, it's not as hard as you think it's going to be. Hang on, what order is this? Oh, this is what other people's order. I want my order. Order. Yeah, like, a lot of these, there's quite a lot of, like, fun trophies that happen whilst they happen. You get a lot of good stuff for just beating the game to help with your madhouse. And it's, yeah, look, my last video was complete madhouse. It took me, like I said, under 4 hours to split it up. Coins. This even opening the box and not use. Oh yeah, because there's a really easy way to get around this. Like, I thought this one, walk it off, complete the game using 3 first aid meds or less. Now, firstly, that's already 3 or less is more than you get for other Resident Evil games, but you get steroids in the game, and the steroids don't count as a healing item. So again, on easy, you're running past a lot of the enemies; they don't pose a threat, and you just have these steroids. And then, yeah, even the speed run, I didn't feel like I was so in time, because Optinoob did his in like 2 hours. And Optinoob, he's spending time chatting to you. He's not even doing it quickly, and he still did it in 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I never felt worried about this plan. The plan didn't worry me, like other ones were stressful or whatever. So yeah, we shall see what happens with Resident Evil 8. I suppose that's the next one that I would, probably do. And then we will get to the others, I guess, in due course. So that's my ranking. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. If you're a rogue element out there watching on the VOD, feel free to disagree. I'll just like, cool. I see your disagreement. And then that, I think, is going to wrap us up for today. Wrap it up. I need to sort out what's going on here. There we go. Oh well, it's the end of the show as we know it. Let me just read some. Lucy, when is your best Doctor Who tier list? Maybe someday. I don't know if people really care about me watching Doctor Who. Good night, Em. It was good to see you here. Thanks for hanging out. Resident Evil games are fun to speak with. Agree. I like it too. It feels good to like. What I like most about these Resident Evil, which if I was going to say what franchise is my favourite platinums, I think Resident Evil games are up there. I love how the first playthrough feels. Even though it's annoying at the time, it feels impossible. It feels really hard. You're looking at this like, oh my god, how am I going to do all this stuff that's asked me to do? I'm rubbish at the first playthrough. And then once it's done and you start looking at and you get into it, you're like, right, let's go. I'm ready. And you're like, boom, boom, boom. And you're like speeding through it and everything. And then it feels really. They're the most satisfying platinums I have. There are other satisfying platinums, but as a franchise as a whole, this one makes me. I'm pleased, and that's why I always want to play every Resident Evil game and get the platinum 1 year because. They're just a fun list. You feel so accomplished at the end. What was the game? Wait, but what that game would be? What being easy or the guide? The guide made it easy because it told you what to do, and then you realise that it's not that difficult. But I think the game is technically easier because there's less boss fights and there's less enemies. So yeah. Oh god, yeah, those are annoying. All right, well that's all for today's show. Thank you for hanging out. It's good to see you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, sadly, there is no show next week because I am away Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that means the show won't be until next Friday. At some point, I might try, like I said, I might try and do a stream. Like I know I haven't really done my Astrobot speed runs or whatever, but I need to sort it out and work out because it's not really my space to take over. So I want to make sure, see what we get done. But I've enjoyed talking Life is Strange Resident Evil with you all. I thought it was going to be a short show because I didn't have much to say, but I guess I had lots to say. So I'm sorry that I will miss you all next week. And as always, it's lovely to chat, hang out with you. I shall close the poll. The poll is, do you like having regional trophy lists? I don't, because it screwed me over. And 69% of you agree and 31% of you like it. So thank you for voting. Yeah. So the next stream will be not next Friday, but the Friday after. But if I see you in between, then that's a bonus, I guess. But thank you all for hanging out. I've got to get back to work now. I shall see you all next time. Have a good 2 weekends. I shall see you with Tales from San Diego and Austin. Goodbye. I'll see you all in the future. Bye.